Hello, good afternoon, and good morning to all of the fellow scooter riders out there. I'm back with another podcast video. Alright guys, so today we're going to be talking about the topic of how to overcome doing scary scooter tricks. And in this video, I'm not necessarily doing the scariest scooter tricks that I've ever done, so maybe the footage behind here is kind of a bad example, but it doesn't make the point any less relevant. Doing scary scooter tricks is really scary. And that's why they're called scary scooter tricks. I think the first time that I ever had like a super gnarly adrenaline rush from a scooter trick was probably learning a backflip. I remember, and when I say gnarly adrenaline rush, like I got scared by tricks before, but I mean like the first time where I was looking at something and I was like, I don't know if I have this or not. Like, I might die right now, but hey, I'm just gonna do it anyway. And that's such a hard obstacle to overcome, and I feel like a lot of people don't ever talk about it. For a lot of people, they do it and then just kind of like forget about it, but like in the moment, like that, it's so scary doing those scooter tricks. Like your body goes into like a different state of thinking. Like you get all, you feel weird, like you everything in your entire self is telling you not to do it. Like, it's a really scary thing, and I feel like for a lot of kids getting into it and a lot of just people, it's like such a mental and anxiety trip to get over that initial fear. So today I kind of want to talk about a few strategies that I've used to like get over the fear of doing just like super terrifying scooter tricks. I feel like, okay, I might not be the person who's done the craziest scooter tricks. Maybe I'm not Ryan Williams or someone that's done like death-defying tricks, but I've definitely done some things that have scared the living crap out of myself. Like, I've definitely done tricks where I'm shaking before the trick. I really don't want to do it, but some ways that I've found to overcome that, because if you want to progress as a scooter rider, you're going to come across these obstacles. You're going to come up to a trick where you don't want to do it. You're going to come across certain times when your friend does a trick and you're like, wow, that's going to be really scary. My skill set doesn't match this trick, but you got to back your friend up. You got to progress your scootering. So one thing that So the first time, like I just said, the first time that I ever had like a super gnarly adrenaline rush on a trick was probably doing a backflip. Doing it to foam was pretty scary, but I remember the super scary part was doing a backflip from foam to resi. Like, just taking it from this foam pit to this nice like black resi mat was just so scary, like so unbelievably scary to me. And the whole, like the biggest part about this whole discussion topic is you just gotta do it. Or as Clayton says, don't be a pussy. He always says that, and honestly, it's not much advice at all, but it's all the advice that you need. Every single time it'll be so scary, like so scary, and you just gotta like find it within you to get over it. And a lot of the times, as you're doing the scooter trick, as you're rolling up to it, mid-scooter trick, you're still just going to feel like so scared. And you know what? You're also just going to have to come to the conclusion in your mind that like, hey, I might get hurt on this. Hey, I might break my leg on this. Hey, I might get a bad concussion doing this. Like, you have to accept the fact that you might get really hurt in order to use your body to the maximum potential. If you are just sitting there and you are just thinking, I don't want to fall, I don't want to fall, I don't want to fall, your body is going to be thinking about not falling so much that you will fall. You'll have a better chance at doing it. But if you accept in your mind, like, hey, this is the risk of doing the trick, this is what might happen, then you have such a better chance of doing the action that you need to do and initiating exactly what movements of your body you need to initiate. So something that I always think about when I do like a scooter trick that I'm like scared to do is, I actually heard this talk. I was watching the Olympics one time, and they were talking to the gymnast about like, so what do you think about when you're going to do like the crazy acrobatics, or what do you think about when you're in front of all these people and you're about to do your routine? Like, what do you think about to not mess up? One of the athletes said, when I go up to do my routine, all I think about is the action and exactly how I need to execute it. That's something that like really helped me when I started doing scarier scooter tricks, because it's like when you're doing like a big handrail, when you're doing a flip maneuver, when you're doing anything, you need to think about, the only thing you need to think about is exactly the motions and exactly exactly where you want to go. You don't want to think about what might happen. You don't want to look in the direction that you don't want to go. You want to think about exactly what you think you need to do. And the good news about the human body and the human brain is that you have this thing called adrenaline. You can't just naturally just be like, all right, time for adrenaline rush. Here I go with superpowers. You basically just have to like get into that zone where you honestly feel like you could potentially like die or get hurt, and then it'll come out. And I honestly didn't believe in adrenaline rushes for the longest time. I just thought it was just people getting lucky or just hype or whatever. But honestly, like, well, on some of the scooter tricks that I've done, I've done the trick and I just think like, how did I just do that? Like, it was just my instincts or something that like pushed me to go to that next level. You really just gotta like trust your body, and I know that's so scary, especially if you've never trusted your body before. But like the first couple times, it's gonna be so unbelievably scary. But your body's gonna do some stuff, and you'll be like, wow, I can't believe I just did that. So suppose I'm going on a handrail. Something that I like to think about when I'm going at the handrail is I like to think about it as if it's just a flat handrail or a flat bar just on the ground, like a small little one at the skate park. That's what I like to think about. I don't like to think about the risk of falling on the stairs. I don't like to think about the risk of falling flat to my face. I don't like to think about any of that. I've accepted it. I accept that might happen, because if I don't accept that and that does happen, then and I get mad about it, I'm just being stupid. Like, obviously there's a chance that I could get hurt, but you can't consciously be thinking about it. You have to, it's in the back of your mind, but you can't be like, I don't want to fall. So once you've accepted the fact that you might get hurt, once you've accepted the fact that you might end your scootering career or whatever it is, worst case scenario, whatever that is in your own head, you need to have confidence in the scary scooter trick that you're going to do in order to be successful. That's another big key to like doing tricks that are going to be scary. You have to at least have an idea of what the trick is going to feel like. That's another really big part of it. Alright, so going back to the handrail. So I always think of it as like me going down like a skate park flat bar or whatever it is. So when I go at the handrail and I get onto the handrail, it is absolutely the most terrifying visual sight ever. Like, I look down, I'm going so fast, I see stairs beneath me, I'm standing on this tiny little piece of metal on top of a tiny little piece of metal, and I just think like, wow, like at any moment this could go wrong. But I can't be thinking that. I have to just think like, all right, I've grinded a little flat bar at a skate park 100 times before. This is no different. This is absolutely no different. And if you just keep that mindset, and for the most part, scooter tricks are only like a few seconds long. If you just keep that mindset for just that few seconds, you'll I swear like 95% of the time, you'll be able to pull the action out, or at least get out of the action in a way that you won't get hurt. The worst thing you could possibly do is the absolute worst thing is to kind of have like a panic attack or like a freak out moment while you're doing the trick. And you can't be thinking about not having a panic attack or not having a freak out while doing the trick, or else you're just going to have it. So you just have to like really just be so in the moment. You can't be thinking about your past, you can't be thinking about your future. You have to be so focused in the moment. And you just have to just go up, initiate the action, and just do it. Like, that's like the biggest part about just doing tricks is like, you can think about it all day. You can come up with excuses in your mind. You can play it out so much. You can do anything you want. You can watch people. You can get jealous. You can do anything. But at the end of the day, like, if you want to do the scooter trick, you have to do it. You have to just like, you just have to sack up and just go for it. Like, there's no other way around it. And it's just in the first couple times doing these scary scooter tricks, you're gonna get over with the scooter trick. You're gonna be shaken before the scooter trick. You're gonna be shaken. It's natural human tendencies. Like, don't feel like you're weird for feeling like super scared. Don't feel like you're weird for for kind of just freaking out a little bit, because everyone goes through this. If you guys haven't done any scary scooter tricks before, if there's any scooter tricks that you have thought in your head where you're like, oh, I know I can do this, but I'm just so scared to do it, I say, like, you only live once, so you might as well just try it. Well, I don't really know what else to say. I just hope that I was able to, like, at least motivate you to go and try some stuff that's been, I know you guys have been thinking about some scary scooter tricks that have definitely been on your mind. All of this footage, it's been a combination of me and Clayton in this video. All this footage was in Sweden and in the Netherlands, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to be filming some videos in Asia while I'm here. I'm currently in Singapore, so I'm going to be doing some like scootering around Asia videos, which will be really fun and cool. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and I shall catch you later. Peace out.